Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate that. This is a bit of a different thing for me. We're going to do a little bit of a unscripted channel update type of thing. This is a little uncomfortable for me. I'm not used to having to speak like a human being without a script in front of my face. So hopefully it goes okay. As you might be able to tell, I am in my childhood home, in my childhood bedroom for the holidays, and I don't have any of my recording equipment with me, so I'm not able to make a video this week aside from this. I had planned to spend the time of the YouTube walkout a bit more judiciously to record something in advance, but I just didn't, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But so we're just going to talk about how things are going and kind of my plans moving forward. So first of all, I think the main thing when I look back over 2019 is this has been an incredible year for me. This year started off a little bleak. I had left my longtime job to go to school to learn computers, and kind of I'm even doing the jokes now unscripted, but to learn web development. But kind of along the way, I got very depressed because it wasn't for me. It wasn't something I enjoyed as much as I thought I would, and I thought I would be able to just kind of tough it out. And I did graduate, but I was just really down in the dumps about that. And then I just kind of sunk a bit more time into this, and it grew very quickly. And now I'm able to do ThoughtSlime as my full-time job. And that's all thanks to all of you and your support. And I want you to know that I don't take that for granted. I'm very thankful and lucky to be in the position that I'm in, and I hope to carry that spirit of gratitude into the new year. And then with the launch of Scaredy Cats, which is also going pretty well, I think. I'm having a lot of fun making goofy little videos on there to just kind of blow off steam a little bit, because I'll tell you, sometimes, not always, but sometimes the videos I make here on ThoughtSlime can be a little heavy, and it's nice to be able to just, do a goofy thing where I talk about Freddy Krueger or whatever. But yeah, lately it has been a bit of a struggle, and it's been a struggle because I think I spread myself a little too thin, where every week I was trying to do a 20-minute video on both channels, and that was just not sustainable. Really shooting for that 20-minute mark, even if it didn't really make sense for the video. And I found myself kind of padding things out and maybe talking about things that in a way that I felt like I was just kind of wasting time. I didn't quite realize how stressed I was until I came home for Christmas, and there we go. It's a little better, hopefully. Dropped my phone there. Didn't realize how stressed I was until I came home for Christmas and kind of recalibrated a little bit, got my sleep schedule back to normal. And I tell you, I am raring to go. I have never been more excited to get back to work, which is a very unusual feeling for me, but I am so excited to hit the ground running and to really put out some good stuff coming out soon. I've never been more inspired, so it's a good feeling to be in that position. But one of the things that I'm thinking about doing moving forward is to kind of prevent this kind of buildup from happening again, is to do bigger videos and kind of plan them out so that not every week is this huge, heavily researched video. Some of them are just silly little videos, not necessarily as silly as last week's, but just, a little bit less substantive. Substantive, is that even a word? Just so that I can keep my sanity a little bit and just put out some stuff that doesn't cause me to be tearing my hair out every week. So what that's going to entail is just a bit more planning in advance on my part, and that means that we'll be going back and forth between longer videos and less dense videos. So I think that's a strategy that's going to be much better for my mental health. One thing that I have heard you on is you want more makeup videos. People all the time ask me if I'm going to make more makeup videos, and I absolutely intend to. Where I was and the way that I was kind of treating my content, I didn't feel like I could just put out a makeup video one week and call that, your thought slime video for a week, because I felt like I was kind of ripping people off if I did that. If instead of a video essay, I just did, goofing off with makeup, I thought people might think, oh, that's not what we come here for, and feel a little cheated. So I had always intended it to be like an extra thing that I would do every so often, in addition to the regular video that you'd get that week. But then I launched a second channel and found myself doubling my workload and not really having a lot of time to do extra videos for fun, without, completely cutting out my social life and my fiance. So that kind of hit the back burner a little bit. And also, if I'm being frank, that video that I did where I did the cat eye makeup, it didn't perform particularly well. But what I've gathered from a lot of people reaching out to me is that it meant a lot to a lot of people, and I definitely think it's a worthwhile project, and I definitely think it's a lot of fun. So if anybody has ideas for what they'd like to see me fuck up makeup-wise, feel free to let me know in the comments or on Twitter or what have you. But I'll definitely get back to that, and I'll try and figure out a way to work it in without feeling like I'm robbing you of a video that week. So another thing that has been a topic of feedback lately is the eyeball zone. And I'm going to drop character a little bit here and admit that I do, in fact, remember the eyeball zone and know what it is. One of the things people have been talking about is it's not really as effective a solution as I might have hoped. I think it's nice to be able to spotlight smaller creators every now and then, but I think that one of the problems with it is, like, if it's just me and I'm the only person kind of gatekeeping this content, it kind of means that only the stuff that is my sensibilities is going to get through. And I think that's kind of, people don't like that. And I think also that there's an element of, like, there's a big demand for this service that I can't really fulfill, because, I get a lot of emails about the eyeball zone every week, and I only highlight one thing a week. And even that is a lot of work, because I think what people don't appreciate is I have to like look into the content before I just show it on the channel, because I don't want to showcase something that has some horrible secret in it. And so it's not like I just list something. Like, I have to go vet it, and I think that eats up a lot of time. So it isn't enough for me to say, oh, well, you know what, I'll double it. I'll do 2 a week. Well, then that's, a lot for me to look into. And that's one of the reasons that I tend to focus or tend to highlight fewer, like, podcasts and things like that, because I'd have to listen to an hour's worth of, an episode before I could really determine whether or not I want to show that to my audience. So it tends to be a lot of YouTube videos, which I can kind of throw on in the background, maybe watch at double speed if I'm in a real rush, just to get through and make sure that, what these people are saying isn't something horrible, or they're not in the middle of it gonna, do some Nazbol shit. So one of the things that I'm definitely looking at, first of all, sometime this week, I'm going to put up a playlist of everything that I've featured in the eyeball zone. And I might throw in some extras that don't necessarily make it to the full spot, but I think you should just check out anyway. And that'll be a way, and that'll be in the description of every video moving forward, so that if you ever, you find yourself bored and you need some content to throw your eyeballs at, you can just click that playlist and get a bunch of certified eyeballed content for your viewing pleasure. And I might work on the format of how I receive eyeball zone requests, because I get a lot of, hey, Thought Slime, can you show my YouTube channel? And there's no link. And then I search the person's name on YouTube and nothing comes up. And I don't know what you want me to do. So there's got to be a bit more of a formalized process, I think, moving forward. And I think that'll cut down on things quite a bit for me. And the other thing I'm thinking about doing is some sort of public-facing submission process where there's like a Google Doc that more than one person can edit. To do that, I'm going to need a moderation team that I can rely on, because it's just not a project I can take on my own. So I'm definitely looking for people that would be willing to put in a little bit of work on that. And then we can build something that I think does a bit better of a job with the mutual aid that the eyeball zone was envisioned to accomplish. And another thing that I'm really looking to do in 2020 is collaborate with more people, because that's not really something I've done a lot of. And there's a reason for that, which is, well, there's a few reasons for that. One is that I'm very shy. I know you probably don't get that impression from my persona online. I tend to use this channel and to a much greater degree my Twitter account to vent all of my takes. But in real life, if I had to email another human being and ask for their help with something, it makes me want to crawl up into a hole and die. So I don't like reaching out to people and asking for them to collaborate on stuff. And the other thing is that often I will express a desire to collaborate on projects, and I'll get emails from people or I'll get messages from people, and they'll say, oh, let's collab on something. And I'll go, okay, what do you have in mind? And they'll go, I don't know, what do you want to do? And it's like, if I already had a project in mind that I needed your input on and I needed your help with, I would be reaching out to you with that. Like, if you're going to ask me to collaborate with you, then, it would help if you had some ideas or some things that you wanted to explore, and it's hard too, because what are people going to look for my expertise on? I don't know anything. I'm just some guy who talks, I don't have any degrees. I don't have any, field of expertise. So it's not like there's anything that people really need my help with. So it's not like there's a clear path for them for what would be a good collaboration either. So that's something I get stuck up on, but I think that moving forward, I definitely want to make it a bit more of a priority. So look forward to that. And particularly, I want to make it more of a priority to collaborate with smaller creators to kind of help them, get a step up, because that's, kind of important to me. I definitely think that, this space can be a little unwelcoming at times, and there's a lot of bullshit that you have to go through. And I think it's nice to, when you can, try and support, smaller channels and smaller platforms and help them grow. And then in time, they will become more successful than me, and I can come back looking for payment, which is my whole grift. That's the whole grift that I've been running this whole time. Another thing that I'm looking to improve in the new year is I am not at all satisfied with the quality of my streams. I just don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to make them better. And I'm the type of person, I didn't think I was much of a perfectionist until recently. And I really feel like if I'm putting out something for you, for the audience to watch, I want it to be something that I would want to watch. I want it to be something that's that I would consider entertaining, that I would, would be up to my personal standards. And I find that my streams are either me playing a video game badly and getting angry at it, which isn't a lot of fun to watch, or me just talking to the audience. And I find that's a little boring. And so I'm really looking for ways that I can kind of streamline that process a little bit and make it a bit more engaging for you. I'm always looking to improve these things, and lately, in terms of both videos and streams, I feel like the quality of my projects has been a little stagnant, and that has really sapped a lot of my energy. And so one of the things I'm really going to be focusing on, and I'm excited to be focusing on, because I've realized how important it is to my happiness, is that need to improve, that need to be constantly getting better and to be constantly pushing myself to do bigger and better things. So that's definitely something I'm going to be focusing on. And the streams are where I'm going to be putting a lot of that energy starting off, because I don't know, I'm just not happy with where they're at. And I welcome all sorts of feedback or what you think I could do to make them more fun to watch. And I'm sure you'll have some ideas. And let me know, because I'm kind of lost with it. I'm a total boomer when it comes to streaming. It doesn't come naturally to me, but it's something I want to get better at. I think another thing that I'm definitely going to be trying to do is be a little less online moving forward, particularly Twitter, which, honestly, I think a lot of bad habits that I've picked up this year and a lot of bad attitudes that I've picked up this year have come from me just kind of soaking in the negativity of Twitter. And it's just not good for me. And it makes me a shittier, less kind, less patient person. I need to work on limiting how much of myself I give to my audience. And when I say that, I don't mean in terms of the personalness of my work, because that's, I'm always going to be the guy that cries about Superman. I don't think that being kind of an open book on social media where it's a two-way conversation is necessarily good for me or for my audience. I think that is when parasocial relationships can get a little bit toxic. And I think moving forward, I definitely want to limit that so that I can be a bit more positive and a bit, less bitter all the time. But overall, I couldn't be happier with where I'm at. I'm going to try not to cry as I say this, but, my whole life, I've never really felt like much of a success at anything. And it's not like I'm exactly blowing the doors off the barn with this channel, but the little bit of success I have it makes me feel normal, and it makes me feel like I have a bit more of a future. And that's a feeling that I didn't have for a long time. So I want to thank you for giving me that. And I want to keep getting better and putting out better and better stuff for you so that I can reward that feeling. But yeah, that's the spirit I want to move into 2020 with, is gratitude and ambition. And when I say ambition, I don't mean like growth in terms of subscribers or anything like that, or money or whatever. Be nice, but I mean in terms of artistic growth, because I don't know how to explain it to you, but just the week that I've spent here, just being back home and kind of clearing my head a little has made me so ready to get back to the grindstone. I think, you guys are going to be really happy with the next few things that come out. Yeah, overall, I just, thank you so much. And I'll have a normal video up for you next week. And have a wonderful holiday. If you're still celebrating the holidays, it's Boxing Day here now as I film this. Yeah, I'll see you later.